Hi, I'm Molly.
And I'm Jamie, and this is our From the Pasture with Hired Hand podcast. As the owners of Hired Hand website software, we've been developing websites and creating internet marketing strategies for livestock breeders for the past 10 years.
The majority of our customers are involved in the breeding of registered animals, such as Texas Longhorns, Highland cattle, horses, and white-tailed deer, where the pedigrees are very important. The From the Pasture with Hired Hand podcast examines many of the differences in raising pedigreed livestock for maximum profit. Join us and learn what we're covering today.
In today's podcast, we're going to be talking with a lady who had started her own sale, I think roughly 3 years ago. This might be the fourth sale in a row, but we'll soon find out. But anyways, let's welcome her into the podcast. Well, welcome, Melissa. Thanks for joining us today to talk about your sale.
Thanks for having me. We're a week away. Yay!
Home stretch.
We're in the home stretch.
For those people that do not know you or are not familiar with you, can you introduce yourself?
Sure. My name's Melissa Boerst. I live in Reno, Nevada, and been doing Longhorns for about 7 years now. And just like most people, started with a couple and ended up with a lot. And we've been, kind of doing breeding for color specifically. We started out with a Gruyere bull and built from there, and have enjoyed going across the country for the last 6 years, driving and going to meeting people all across and going to all the different shows and sales.
And you basically literally drove across the country. Was it 2 years ago? You drove out to the East Coast?
Yeah, I think it was the 2020 East Coast sale, the fall one. And that was an adventure.
Okay, so let's talk about your sale. Can you give people the history of your sale and how it got started?
So we started this sale in 2020, which starting a sale during COVID, I'm not sure that was a smart thing to do or not, but we did it anyways. We really wanted to have another opportunity to showcase Longhorns on the West Coast. There's a great sale up in Oregon, but just driving to all the other sales gets a little tiring. So we wanted to do something here. And so we gave it a shot, and we are now in our 4th year this year, and just trying to get more people involved and try to grow the West Coast Longhorn industry. And I think between the Oregon sale and the sale, I think it's getting there. It's slow and steady, but it's great to see all these new breeders coming in and giving us the opportunity to not have to drive 2 days to every sale. So I'm just hoping it keeps going and hoping that the West Coast keeps growing in the Longhorn industry, because it used to be, the Longhorn industry used to be really big on the West Coast and between California and back in the day, the Great Basin Longhorn Association, which was Nevada and Utah, and Doug Hunt was a big proprietor of that group. And so it used to be a big deal out here, and it kind of fizzled. So hopefully between our sales in Oregon and this one in Nevada, we can keep things going.
Let's talk about the details of the sale. I know you said it was 1 week away, but let's give the date and the time.
So we are, like I said, 1 week away, but we have a fun schedule too, if anybody ever wants to go online and look in the catalog. But it's so next Thursday, we have our cattle unloading all day. If people want to come early, and then we're going to do a kind of a pre-party social at the Whiskey Lounge in Reno. Friday is is a big day. We've got breakfast and bowling at the GSR that Ginger Schratz is organizing for people who have came on Thursday. And then we've got our futurity, the Silver State Showdown at 3 p.m. at the Livestock Event Center. That's where all of our events are, at the Livestock Event Center. We're going to do a reception with cocktails and hors d'oeuvres and the awards. Right after the futurity at the arena, we're going to have also added in a 30-minute Longhorn beef presentation by Twisted Horn Beef Company. And then after that, we have an RSVP sit-down dinner at Wild River Grill for anybody who wants to join. They just got to give Ginger Eye a heads up. And then Saturday, we've got cattle viewing 8 a.m. to 11 a.m. And then we've got the Biggest Little Longhorn Sale at 11 a.m. Pacific time. And then for anybody who sticks around afterwards, we're doing a traditional Basque dinner at Louie's Basque restaurant Saturday night. So people want to stick around, we'll be hanging out. And Sunday, I just want everybody to get their cows out. So it should be a good time. And we have a great facility. We're at the Reno Livestock Event Center rodeo grounds. So we've got a really nice facility. We're indoor arena. And then we've got the cattle outside under the cutting arena, under the cutting pen. So it's a good time. We try to keep everybody out of the heat and keep everybody shaded and cool. And so it should be a good time.
So if people have contacts that day and they don't see you in person, who should they call? Who are the sale day contacts?
So we've got me, we've got Carley will be around on Saturday and Friday evening. Her number is also on the page and in the web, on the catalog and in the website. And then our good old friend Joe Shoot Joe's coming up, and he's going to be running around. So if anybody's got any questions, he'll be around all day Friday hanging out with me, and Saturday during the sale, especially if anybody's got any sale questions. Give him a holler. I'll post his phone number up on our website as well. And so, or anybody can Facebook message him or something as well too.
Nice. And the auctioneer and pedigree reader this year?
So we're bringing back our good old friend Dan Huntington. Got to keep the Wisconsin roots strong here. And this year I'm going to have to jump up on the block and read pedigrees. We had some family stuff come up for some of our other pedigree readers, so everybody gets stuck with me and they've got to listen to me this year. But I've had a lot of help. I've had Chase Vasud's been making me a good script to read and helping me out. So I think we'll still have a good time, and everybody will get to hear about all the amazing cows that we've got coming through the sale this year.
If I remember right, I think you read pedigrees in 2020. Is that right?
I did. I was up there in the first year, and I think it went okay. So I think we're still good. All the cows sold. So, just, you got to switch things up every once in a while,
Okay. You'll do great. And any of the cattle handlers or the back crew?
So we're going to have Joe's going to help with the back crew on Saturday. And then on Friday, we've got some of our local group that came and helped for the past couple years that are going to be hanging out in the back with Chris and Justin and Dan again that we've had for the last couple of years. So it's going to be pretty much the same people in the back that we've had for the last couple of years.
Good. And if they have any cattle that are arriving late outside your expected hours on Thursday, who should they contact?
Just give me a holler. The rodeo grounds usually does lock up around 9:30. So if it's going to be later than that, we usually just have people give me a holler so they can unlock the gate. We try to keep all the animals secure. So, but I think most of our consigners and futurity participants are pretty well aware because we've been doing this now for a few years. So I think people are starting to get into the routine of where to go and when to show up. But if there's any issues, I think everybody's got my phone number, and I've pretty much talked to all our participants already this year. So I think we should be good to go.
Good. Maybe one of the $1 million questions for your sale is, do you have haulers available?
So we've kind of got some people going back. We've got Mike Metcalf headed back to Colorado. We've got, depending on where they're going, Dino's around. He's usually at our sale and the Oregon sale. So depending on where you want to go and who's bidding, just usually give us a holler or heads up, maybe message Joe, or if there's anybody interested in something, just give me a heads up so we can kind of start to plan. Usually the sellers will offer transportation to Texas for their sale consignments. They've done that for a couple years now. So if somebody's interested in hauling back east, just give me a holler. There's trailers moving around the country over the next couple months because we're starting the fall show circuit. So if there's something interested, don't let your distance, deter you. We've always got trucks and trailers moving around, and I know the Colorado Futurity's coming up next month, and there's South Dakota next month. So there's a lot of stuff going around and trailers heading back east.
So let's now talk about the consigners for the sale. Do you want to mention who the consigners are? Give us a rundown.
Sure. I've got our nice list here of all of our wonderful consigners this year. I think we've trying to keep adding to our consigner list. So we've got Lucas Ranch, which is Dr. Kat and Mike Lucas. They're from Bakersfield, California. Got SC Longhorns, Clay Gines, that's out in Spring Creek, Nevada, Eastern Nevada. Fay Longhorns, Daniel and Angelina Fay from Yamhill, Oregon. Flying O Ranches, that's Dan Erskine from Parma, Idaho. Got WB Longhorns, that's Barb McKinney from Boring, Oregon. We got M7 Longhorns, Wayne and Joanna Manning from Aledo, Texas. Got West Haven Ranch, that's Sandra Westmore from Ione, California. Bio Bravo Longhorns, Warren and Kathy Dorothy from Sanger, California. We've got FHR Longhorns, that's Dale Metz from Denton, Texas. We've got Flying Pineapple Ranch, that's Tommy Thacker from Duchesne, Utah. Probably pronounced that city wrong, but I think we'll get the idea. Longhorn Ventures, that's Mike and Linda Metcalf from Boone, Colorado. A&S Land and Cattle, Scott and Amelia Picker, Dundee, Oregon. Waymit Longhorns, Corey Waymit, that's Brigham City, Utah. SR Longhorns, Mark and Renee Scott from Hines, Oregon. Showtime Cattle Company, that's Dalton Stratter from Holton, Kansas. Roughshod Ranch, Dr. Ingrid Hahn from, I never can pronounce this city in California, right? Agunaga, California. 5D Ranch, Dan Huntington from Gresham, Wisconsin. Siller Land and Longhorns, Mac and Andrea Siller, Penn Valley, California. Carley and I have one of our partnership cows in. And then Silver Summit Ranch, right here in Reno, we've got some consignments in. So I think we did a pretty good job. We got a big list, and I think we've got a good geographic spread this year. So pretty exciting.
Definitely have the map covered. Yeah. They were coming from all over the place.
Yeah, so nice. It's pretty happy about that.
Love what you're hearing? Be sure to check out our Pickup Truck Confessions. It's a video series where we hop in the truck or rental car and interview a variety of breeders about what drives their passion for their livestock, how they got started in the breed of their choice, marketing tips, and more. And now, back to the podcast.
All right, so let's talk about the consignments, everything that everybody wants to know. Any updates about any of the animals that we should be aware of?
So we've got quite a few. We're getting quite a few updates on bred cows. So we're gonna be getting those all put together. I think everybody's getting all their paperwork together and trying to get me information and pictures of calves that side. So that's what we're working on right now, so that people can see. The sale catalog says if there's a calf that side, but people want to see what that calf looks like. So we're working right now on trying to get some pictures of calves and getting those updated and getting them on hired hand so people can see what they're getting or what they want to get. But I think we've got some really good consignments and some really good breeding. And one of the things I love to do about the Reno sale is, because I breed for color, I want colorful cows in the sale. And I think we've done a really good job this year of getting every single color, in the Longhorn breed in this sale. We've got black, white, red, Gruyere, brindle, paints, everything. So I'm pretty excited about our very colorful catalog this year.
Any scratches for the sale?
We do have a couple scratches. We've got lot 10 had a scratch, and some people had some family stuff come up, so that always happens. And life is life, so we just got to keep moving on. But I'm sure if anybody's got any interest, just give me a holler and we can connect you to the consignor and make something happen. If somebody can't make it here.
So any lot in particular that you want to talk about or draw special attention to?
Yeah, there's so many lots that I think are pretty good this year, and I think people should really do some pedigree pay attention. This could be a really good sale to score some, good deals and build some really good outcross pedigrees. I think that this sale's got some really great outcrosses, and I think a lot of people in the industry are looking for those outcrosses. So really study those pedigrees and see not just the parents, but who the grandparents are of some of these cows, especially some of these heifers, because there's some big names that are pulling in some good money in the industry right now. So I think everybody should just really take a look at those pedigrees that we've got listed down below and maybe do some research on who those cows come out of. We do have some interesting lots. We've got 100-inch steer that we're selling this year, coming down from Idaho. So I think he's going to be fun to watch. I've invited people to come down because how often do you get to see 100-inch steer if you're on the West Coast? It's not something we see every day. And we've done pretty well at selling steers and bulls at the Reno sale, I think, because we're so new and people need those out here. You can't start a program if you don't have a bull to breed. So we've also got a bull in our sale, Barron's Big Shot. So, basically you could start a whole new herd from our sale and get, you got your bull, you can get some cows and some heifers and some really great breeding, and you could start your own ranch and be ready to go. So I think it's pretty exciting and pretty happy with our consignments, and we just keep getting just a little bigger and bigger every year.
So you want to play a little game quick?
This is not part of the script.
So do you want to try to guess the top 5 most viewed animals for your sale?
Oh, sure. Let's see.
Okay. Ready when you are.
I got the catalog, so I'm going to go in front. So let's see. Let's go with lot 1, 2, uh, 17.
Lot 1 is definitely in the top 5. 17 is in the top 5.
26, 32.
Yep. 26 is
32.
Not 32. Close to 32.
34.
37.
37.
Okay, and there's one more. The last of the top 5.
Okay, so is it higher or low number lot?
We've actually already talked about him.
Oh, the bull that we've got for sale. Okay.
Yep.
So what is that's lot 24.
Yep. So the highest viewed one was lot 26, BL Agnes. 2 is 37, the embryo lot. 3 is Henry's Little Steer, lot 17. And then lot 1 comes in at 4, M7 Monica's Lady. And then the 5th highest viewed animal is lot 24, BL Baron Big Shot. So
nice.
It's always kind of fun to look at those.
Yeah, that's kind of cool. It's kind of interesting to see that your steer and bull are making the top 5 viewed, because they're not, most Longhorn sales don't really have a lot of bulls and steers in them. So it's kind of nice to see something different pop up on that top 5 viewed.
Yeah.
Cool.
All right. So let's talk about the futurity, because you've had a futurity the past few years. So let's talk about that as well. What's the schedule for the futurity?
So the futurity is 3 p.m. Friday at the Livestock Event Center. We had a name change this year, so we changed it to the Silver State Showdown. Like it's kind of rolls off the tongue. And we were able this year to get sponsors for every class this year and all the buckles, which is pretty amazing. I've got a whole list of these sponsors, so we can we could read them off, or I could do everybody at the end because we've got a lot of them.
Okay.
But we've got 12 classes this year. We do a bull futurity as well. We do our bull futurity a little bit older. We do a full calendar year of bull futurities, and just to see what's out there. And so all the new people can see what's out there and see what the local young yearling up to almost 2-year-old bulls look like, and can start to get an idea of what they want to do with their programs. So it's been really well. I think the other thing we do that's a little bit different is we have a People's Choice Award where we give everybody in the audience a scorecard, and they have to score all of the animals as well. And we tally that up at the end, and we give out a buckle and a prize for the People's Choice Award, so that if you don't agree with the judges and you're upset that you didn't win, then you can also be upset at the whole audience if you didn't win either. So it's been really fun. It's been very interesting to see if the audience is close to the judges or not. So, some years they have been, and some years they haven't. And, sometimes it's been really interesting and kind of fun to watch. So it's pretty exciting to have the audience get engaged, so that people are just kind of sitting there and not doing anything. We make people work too. We also do we're also doing a Calcutta as well this year again, so that's always fun.
So is your deadline for the futurity, has that passed, or are you still accepting some entries?
The deadline's passed. We always have some stragglers, so if anybody, last minute wants to give me a call, please do it before Tuesday when I got to go pick up all the packets from the printer. So we always got a couple last minute futurity entries. That's fine. It's always fun, no big deal. So we'll take them until the end.
Okay. Your judges, who are you having this year?
So this year we have, I think didn't put any last names on, but Danielle is coming back from Texas, and we've got Mike Metcalf from Colorado, just brain. And Dylan from Kansas, because I can't pronounce Dylan's last name.
Dylan Fitzmeyer?
Yes.
Okay, nice. And then Danielle Mershon from Texas?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
And then Mike Metcalf from Colorado. So, we've got, good geographic spread of judges this year again, too. So that's exciting. And it's always nice to get some different eyes and different set of opinions on these cows, so it'll be exciting, and we're glad to have Danielle back again for her second year. So I think she had a good time last year and volunteered herself to come back this year.
Okay, so we know sales and futurities wouldn't be possible without sponsors, so let's give a shout out to the sale sponsors, and then if you want to do the futurity separate, you can, or it's up to you.
So we've got a great plethora of sponsors this year. We hit the pavement, and it's just great that we had so much support. So for our event sponsors, we had we named our sponsorships some Old West names. So for the Gambler sponsorship, we had Wayment Longhorns. That's Corey Wayment out in Utah. We also had the local 350 Union throw in for the Gambler sponsorship as well. The minor sponsorship, we had Stiller Land and Longhorns. We appreciate, Andrea and Mac. They're only an hour and a half away over the hill, so it's great to have them so close. We have the Cowboy sponsorship. We have Lucas Ranch, Twisted Sage Ranch, and Silver Summit Ranch. And for our Saloon Slinger sponsorships, basically our bar and reception sponsors, we have FHR Longhorns and Amador Cellars. as well as Tentor Distillery and Battleborn Brewery have also sponsored some cocktails for the event. And then for the futurity, we've got a whole list here. We have Rocking KT Redemption Ranch, which is a local equine rescue group. Huntington Auctions, which is our wonderful auctioneer this year. Hill Land and Longhorns, Jerry Hill from California. We've got Kilo Sierra Longhorns. They're a Longhorn Ranch as well from California, just up the road. Twisted Sage Ranch, Fay Longhorns, SC Longhorns, Coat Cattle Company. A guy.
Charlotte?
Yeah, Charlotte's name. It's like on the tip of my tongue. I need more coffee. It's this, West Coast time change. So we got basically coast to coast here. Siller Land and Longhorns, M&S Heating and Cooling, getting some more local businesses involved. Bio Bravo Longhorns, Western Nevada Supply. They're donating waters again this year, which is fantastic because we all need to hydrate. And we've got another class sponsorship that came in from Twisted Horn Beef. So Twisted Horn Beef is actually doing all of the bull class sponsorships as well this year. So they've taken on all of the bull classes and are really excited to promote bulls and steers and talk about Longhorn beef. So we're really excited to have them on board as well. Pretty good. It's a pretty phenomenal list. So for year number 4, we're getting there, and it's pretty great to have all this support, especially from all the local businesses, because I think that's really, really important too, that the local community is starting to realize we're here and starting to realize that the Reno Longhorn Sale's here, and they're interested. And so I think it's really nice that they've been stepping up some local businesses.
Well, and also too for everywhere from the consigners to the judges to the sponsors, you have people from, all over the U.S., from the East Coast, West Coast, South, North, it's all over. So that's pretty cool to see.
Yep. I like to spread the map. So just trying to get people involved. We can't do these sales by ourselves. So we always appreciate every little bit helps sponsorship wise, or sharing on social media, Facebook, or even just talking about it and asking questions and all that other stuff. So these little local, regional events are, trying to keep the Longhorn industry alive and trying to get more people involved. And that's what's going to keep our industry going. So it's exciting.
I think one of the first years, was it the first year or maybe the second year at your sale, Andrea was bidding. And we were all a little bit nervous.
I think it was the first year. We didn't know who she was.
Yeah, we were all a little bit nervous because she came in and she bought quite a few animals that first year. So it's always exciting to see where some of the new people come. And most of the time they come from regional sales. So it's fun.
Yeah, it's and then last year we had Matt and Teen Mannins, and they bought some, and they've actually bought a bull from Danielle that they had shipped up from Texas, and now they have a ranch name, Twisted Sage Ranch, and they were a sponsorship, did a sponsorship. So, every year it's been, we've added more breeders to the list and new sponsorships. And Jerry Hill Land and Livestock, they were new and bought 2 years ago, I think. And now they're doing a sponsorship as well. So, all these new small little groups, little ranches are really making an impact. And one of the things that I've enjoyed the most is that every year I get a phone call from somebody. I have no idea who they are. I usually think it's a spam call. And it's somebody calling saying, hey, we're new. We heard about your sale. We're coming over. We don't really know what we're doing. So one of the things I've done in the past, and we're going to bring it back this year, is as kind of putting some breeders up in the spotlight during the futurity and having them introduce themselves. So these new people have somebody to talk to and can ask questions, especially if they have questions on a sale animal, they know who to talk to. I think we kind of all get used to seeing the same people at all these sales, and we all become friends and we all know each other. But one of the things that's been really cool about the these small regional sales is the new people. So we've got another handful of new people coming in this year. So really excited about that, and hoping to introduce them to everybody and get everybody to, share all their passions and stories and have a good time with all the new people coming in.
For sure. Any other last minute things that we have not covered that you'd like to talk about?
I think, if anybody is coming in, just make sure you give me a heads up for RSVPs for dinner. We don't want to leave anybody out. And if you have any questions, don't be afraid to shoot an email, text message. If I can't answer it, we've got Ginger Schratz from Westgate Ranch. She's helping out this year with events. So I've sent an email out to consigners and some futurity participants. But if you're not on my email list, just give me a holler. Facebook, Instagram, I'm on there. So is Ginger. So we can help you if you have any questions about the schedule. And feel free. We've got everybody's phone number too in the catalog. If you have questions on somebody's consignment, there's not one person in there who it would be, afraid to talk to. Just anybody there would probably talk your ear off. So feel free to give everybody a holler. And I just hope everybody has a good time. Should be fun. We've got good dinner, good food, lots of cocktails, and hopefully everybody comes in and just have the whole point is just to have a good time and look at some cool cows.
Well, thanks again for taking a few minutes out of your day to talk about the sale, and we will see you on July 14th and 15th.
Yeah, see everybody next week.